How's it going, guys? Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to the Football Talk podcast. I have an amazing panel here with us. We've got my man Bav and Mitt today. Sadly, Nish couldn't join us today because he's fucked off to New York. But we still have amazing panel, and we will talk about the actions that happen this weekend. We'll start off with the Arsenal game that happened earlier today. Terrible result for the Gunners. Dropped 2 points. I'm sure every Arsenal fan out there is feeling what I'm feeling at the moment, a bit pissed off, annoyed, upset. Not too sure exactly. I got a mix of emotions at the moment, and I don't even know what to say. It's been two games in a row now where we've scored 2 goals and we've conceded 2 goals, and we bottled it. It's in City's hands now. That's how I see it. What do you guys think?
Well, firstly, man said Nish fucked off to America when he went to go propose to his girlfriend.
The podcast
So,
comes first.
Podcast come first, man.
yeah, podcast comes first.
Bros before hoes.
Wow.
Sorry,
Man
Krishna,
went
if you're
there.
watching.
Man went there. But yeah, with this also game, also looked really good in that first, was it 20 minutes? They actually played amazing. Like when I was watching the goals, I was like, yo, that is some good football. That's the Arsenal we've come to this season. And then again, like how it was last week in Anfield, after a certain point in time, something just changes in the game and Arsenal's confidence just goes out the window. And always knew it. Saka's had an amazing season, but when it comes down to it, when it comes to bottling, he's number one. He's done it at the Euros. I've said it before, and he's done it again. You know, he's cost Arsenal the title.
Here comes
But
the Saka hating.
You know what it is?
West
When he
Ham
comes in
actually,
your team, that's when he starts balling.
yeah. As soon as it's off the record, when he came to my FPL team, I think he's only scored one goal. He or whatever. He's only done what once. He's only got me a lot of points once since I've had him. I've before that never had him, and every single game he was scoring or getting assist. Now this week, last week he was in Robertson's back pocket. This week he's been in God knows I didn't watch the whole game. Did he even play well?
He
He
played
missed a fight, didn't he?
he
That was
he, play,
about.
he played decent. But after the first goal West Ham scored, the whole team started to play differently.
We just had that negative mindset comes in, that confidence just disappears.
That's
Seems
exactly
to
what
be a
happened. The
classic.
mentality changed completely. That happened against Poole. It happened again today. I think what's happening is that when you get to the last 10 games, that's when you can start feeling really nervous. And you can see the inexperienced Arsenal players have. They're not used to this challenge, and they are actually showing, what's the right word? Naive. They're a bit naive when it comes to when it comes to the way they're playing football, because they're trying the best to keep strong, but you can see that the nerves are getting to them, and they are starting to play not the way they used to be playing. They're performing like they used
They
to
thrust
last
out
year.
basically.
Yeah,
The composure seems to have gone out the window the last 2 weeks. As soon as the opposition sort of gets in their face, gets a few tackles in, it seems to sort of come crumbling down. But I think you can't legislate this week, to be fair, with Saka missing a penalty and West Ham going up the other end and equalising. It's just those things happen in football, isn't it? It's very fine margins between success and failure.
But West Ham had the better chances throughout the game, I thought.
West Ham, West Ham had they did have decent chances, but they did play better than us after the 40th, 30th minute. It's literally a replica of what happened with Liverpool. Literally identical replica. Like Arsenal scored 2 goals, played amazing, and then as soon as the first goal went in, the whole mindset, the gameplay, everything changed. We started to lose the second balls, which we shouldn't be doing. And because the midfielder like Partey got into yellow card, he had to be subbed off because he was going to get a red card at some point. So Partey couldn't play to his full capacity that he could have. So he started
He,
performing badly in the second
I,
half.
I'd say it was his fault that they got the penalty in the first place. Didn't he get dispossessed before?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I
Yeah.
think Partey had a poor game just in general. I didn't think he played well.
Yeah, Partey had a very poor game today.
You know, obviously they missed a bit of composure, haven't they? With obviously Zinchenko not playing, he's quite calm on the ball. There's that reassurance. With someone, he's probably one of the few that have been down this road before, him and Jesus, who probably know what it takes to get over the line. So you miss that experience in the team. I know you get a bit more defensive solidity with someone like Tierney, but that composure that Zinchenko brings probably was missed today as well.
But I don't know if Zinchenko has that experience, because usually he was just a bench warmer at City. It was always someone else there, like Cancelo or something.
He sort of knows what goes on in the dressing room and how to sort of.
Yeah,
Hey,
I
you'd
guess.
think he would have learned something, but maybe not.
Yeah,
He's
he should have brought the mentality over.
But
he
the
has
Mystic didn't play today.
he has brought the mentality over. You can see it. Even like you may not see in the changing room, but he has definitely brought something to the team. You can see it on the pitch. You can see it on how he organizes the team. Like he tells them not to lose composure throughout the whole season. But in the last two games, we have lost that composure that we've had throughout the season. And it's so fucking annoying that the whole season Arsenal have been on the top, only to fuck it up right at the end. And I
Why do
now
you
know
think they're like that? Why do you think they're losing composure?
it's,
They
it's,
did well for what, for
inexperience.
30 games. For 30 games,
It's
they
inexperience.
I think there'll still be a few twists and turns. Obviously, this is just one of them. We don't know how City are going to be. I know City are on this sort of getting this winning run together, but they've only ever done it perfectly once, which was in 2019 when they won the league then. So anything can still happen. They've still got a couple of tricky games.
Yeah, they've got tricky games coming up, but because we've slipped up, they do have they can mess up two games. So if they beat us and they get two draws, they can still win. So it's they've got enough room to actually win the title now after this mess up.
And I think it was important who got the first mess up as well, because now it's given City all the confidence in the world. Now, because they can go into, everyone says, oh, team players are going to get tired, well, from all the games, but now they can even rest players against Bayern Munich. They can even put out a second string team against Sheffield and still go through both of those games. And knowing that Arsenal have now dropped points away, it gives them confidence that they're allowed to make a mistake now, knowing that Arsenal can potentially make a mistake against teams against the bottom half, like West Ham. So we'll see. And it feels right now that City have now clicked into gear and playing like how they have been playing for the past 3-4 seasons, where they're unstoppable again. Because they're averaging 3-4 goals a game recently.
Yeah.
I don't see anyone that's gonna stop them. I think Arsenal just need to get lucky.
They've clicked at the right time. I think City. They're like the big bad wolf in your rear mirror. You just can't. You got one eye on them constantly, and that's probably what's got to Arsenal. I think just seeing them in the rear mirror, just creeping up slowly but surely.
I think that's it. Knowing how City play, I think that's gone into Arsenal's mindset, knowing that they have to win every game. So when they're 2-0 up, they feel comfortable. They're playing their normal football. As soon as one goes in, then that's going through their mindset, going, uh-oh, now if we concede one more, we're going to lose the title. That's literally how these Arsenal players are potentially thinking.
They are definitely thinking somewhere along those lines. And I don't blame them for that, because if you haven't done it before, you're obviously going to feel all the nerves. It's like you sitting an exam for the first time in your life. You're obviously going to feel nerve-wracked and you're going to be panicking, like you're going to fail, etc. That's probably what is going through all the Arsenal players, because it's a big test that they're going through, and they've not experienced this type of challenge before and the type of pressure that comes along. Whereas City have done it year in, year out. They're used to this type of pressure. They're used to having this many games. So it's like walking. It's not in a walk in the park for them, but they're norm to it. Like they know what to expect. They know how to handle it because they literally do it year in year out. It's the bread and butter for them. Whereas for Arsenal players, it's is a completely new, different type of challenge. And right now, it seems like they are struggling, and Arsenal can still win it only if they get lucky and things go for them from in the last 7 games. So they cannot afford to lose against CE. They have to draw at CE. And if they can draw at CE, they go to hope that they can draw. Man City needs to draw at or lose at Brighton, because Brighton is one hard, tricky game they've got left.
I think Brighton are going to bend over for them, and Brighton are crap against City.
Yeah, no, I was looking at the stats the other day after you made that comment last week, and I actually saw that Brighton have done wonders with all the other top six. Not a single name came for Man City. There was not a single win against Man City. So hopefully this season is the first one for them.
Conversely, you say it could be due a win soon. Yeah, so you never know.
Potentially, yeah.
There's plenty of twists and turns still to come.
But yeah, I think also just got to focus one game at a time. Next one, they have to win that. And then that will get their mindset hopefully back in
I think having a home game will help them just get that clarity again. It's against bottom of the table. Should hopefully be something that gets their confidence going again before the big trip up to City.
Yeah, the crowd just need to support them.
Right now, I think we're 4 points above them with 1 game in hand for CE. If we win that,
still in your hands as well.
It'll be 7 points, and then it will be a CE. It will be CE's. We'll be facing CE after that, and we'll be 7 points ahead, with CE having 2 games in hand. So if we can draw there, and then we've got 2 games in hand, and they win the both games after we drew there, then then I can be confident that we could win the title. Because that basically means like it's the CE is the main game that we need to draw at. We have to win all our other games, and we have to draw at CE to win the title.
I don't think they shouldn't be aiming for a draw. I think you can beat City at their ground.
Arsenal have a mental block at stadiums like Old Trafford, St. James's Park, Anfield, Etihad. We have this mental block where we tend to lose games most of the time. So forget about winning. I'm just hoping for a draw, just like we did at Anfield. Because
but you say St. James's Park, and you're going there as well.
Yeah, you're going there as well. Yeah.
We are going there, but Newcastle are not CE or Liverpool. That's the difference, and they just lost 3-0 yesterday. So I think they coming down a bit to their usual selves of what they were last year. So fingers crossed we can beat them there. I'm confident that we can beat them at St. James's Park, but at Etihad, I'm a bit worried. Like, I just don't see us winning. I just don't see us winning or drawing that. I see a big fat L coming our way, and that's why I think the title's gone now. Of any chance that we had, like picking up 2 points out of 6 in the last 2 games. It's not good enough. 4 points would have been the minimum expectation for a champion. So just don't see it happening. It is what it is now, isn't it? Like City are the juggernauts, and they are going to just click at the end of the season. And this is the bread and butter. They always come alive right at the end, and they're showing it again. And Haaland's not stopping either.
What a season he's having! Jesus, he's made short work of the Premier League, which when we look at it, which is actually the Farmers League, is it actually this league, or is it the Bundesliga?
In it, Van Nistelrooy Salah's record is just going to go straight out the window.
It's gone now. It's going to be finished. So,
and you know what Pep did, which pissed me off? Man could have got a hat trick here, but he's like, nope, subbing you off. Arsenal's next. Get your record then. What a perfect occasion for City. Everything's lining up for City to win this title.
Well, that goes down to Pep, isn't it? As a manager, he sees the next game. He's thinking, how do I keep him motivated? Just get him chomping at the bit to break the record against the nearest and dearest rival. So it's
what a way to do it. And I can see him scoring as well, because if Saliba's not playing, because we had an injury to Saliba at the wrong time, and Holding isn't I think a bit of I think Arsenal, the way they become nervous is because Holding's playing, so they need to be extra protection for him.
Mad.
I saw like Liverpool and United about injuries.
Sorry, what did you say?
That man's talking to Liverpool and United fans about injuries.
We haven't seen God knows how many players for ages.
We're like the Walking Dead.
We've had injuries too, you know. Like Jesus was away for 4 months. It's not like we've not had injuries.
Who else has been injured apart from Jesus?
Partey's been injured for about 4 or 5 games. That's about a month. It's a long time. A month is a long time.
We've lost Diaz for a whole season.
Zinchenko's been injured for about a good 2 months of our games. The only player that hasn't been injured this year for Arsenal has been, I don't know what Ten Hag has fed into you both of your minds and getting brainwashed, but we've had our fair share of injuries too. We've had Ben White injured, we've had Partey injured, Zinchenko injured. No, Xhaka's been all right. Who else? Martinelli's been injured. Jesus been injured. The only players that I can think of that haven't been injured are Ramsdale, Xhaka, and Saka.
And I've never seen Martinelli injured.
Martinelli,
he's always been there.
And Martinelli. That's 4 players, and Gabriel. That's 5 players that haven't been injured.
No, there's more. There's probably more than that. I'm talking about out for a good 2 months of the season. Everyone gets hamstring injuries. I think that's just fair enough. But for us, we've had loads of injuries. Even like United, like Luke Shaw's been out. We've lost Diaz for a whole season. We had Jota out for most of the season. We had Firmino out for most of the season. I could just keep naming names.
We have 2 centre-backs dropping 1 bloody game. It's just stupid.
I can't believe both your centre-backs going.
But for starting centre-backs, gone.
And Rashford.
Gone, I'm sure.
Sevilla's just because
Casemiro can't bloody keep it. He can't even stay on the pitch half the time. Yeah.
He's basically been out for 2 months.
He's been out for 2 months and nothing to do with injury. But that's still discipline. You can't. It's one of those that you can't count that one.
You know, the funny thing is, he's never got a red card for Real Madrid, but as soon as he came to United and saw Maguire, the slap face, he's like, I don't want to play.
I don't want to work with this guy.
I'm waiting for the point where either Maguire takes out Casemiro or Casemiro just 2-foots Maguire.
See, that's the perk you have for having Maguire in the team. Players on
People don't play for him. It's just he's such a fridge. Even today, he was just doing some. He played all right, to be fair, at the end, but to be a start off with, he was just on edge. He was doing some all sorts of nonsense.
First 15, he was crap. Then it all settled down, and he was all right. It was when you had his back, when you were supporting, cheering him on.
I feel like him and Lindelof, like the Choco Brothers, the way they play. Just you can't. You're just always worried.
Let's move on to the United game now. Something a bit more positive. 2-0 against Nottingham Forest. The game just finished just now. Are you happy about the scoreline, Bav, or you just?
I think the scoreline flattered Forest. I think United played pretty well, but Forest looked doomed the way they were playing. I don't think they looked too much into the win. It should be expected to be a team like Forest. They looked quite lackluster, a team that was very disjointed. If you're giving Bruno and Eriksen like pretty much the whole midfield, you're going to get punished. So
I thought you lot were going to get punished when that corner came in and the guy misses from 2 yards out. He headers it over the goal. He's got the whole net in front of him, literally 2 yards out. Like, it's the goal's probably here. This guy headed it from here and he went over the bar. But I thought
Yeah,
if they scored that, it would have been 1-1, and then I
that
thought,
would have been
okay,
interesting.
then it
Yeah.
would be a draw.
It would have been interesting if it converted their chance, their only chance game. But if you look at missed chances, the amount of times that I think United hit their woodwork, keeper Navas was on fire as well for them. So you can talk about all day about missed chances. But I think the Forest in general, they played didn't deserve much from the game. They looked quite lost when they were played up against United.
It
But,
just shows how shit Liverpool are when we lose there.
Relegation for you, Forest? Are they gone?
I wouldn't say they're gone, but they're playing like a team that's going to go down. They don't seem to have any cohesion.
I don't feel like we can even call this anymore. Every time we make a decision, something always happens the following week and it just changes. Like everyone said Bournemouth was going down. Now they're literally outside. They're like
14th.
what, 15th? Yeah, 14th in the league. We're all totally wrong. I don't think we can call them that. I'm still hoping though Everton get dragged back into it because they're 17th right now on the same points. So they could be taken down. That's my one hope. I wanted Southampton to stay up. I always like Southampton, but I think Southampton are the only one I can confidently say they're gone. Leicester at their rate seem to be finished as well, so I'm hoping Everton will be the third team joining them.
I really want Chelsea. One can hope.
I think Tuchel's 10 points he got at the start of the season saved them. If you look
It
at
was literally that 10 points that saved their season.
Oh shit! Yeah, Tuchel, 10 points.
Like
they'll be right there.
Because Chelsea still haven't scored, like, apart from this goal, they didn't score in the league for so long. And the only reason they scored this goal against Brighton was because it was deflected. Otherwise, it was never going in.
They look lost. They look very disjointed. God knows what's the plan for them. They just seem very, seem like a mishmash of different people. Like, you know, one person's come in, bought this guy, another person's come in, bought. They don't seem to have a plan for these players.
There was no plan. There was no plan. They've just been stealing other people's target. That's what they've been doing. It's like if you can't have him, we're gonna have you. It's like Mudryk. Like they've got enough wingers to be like, nope, Arsenal can't have him. We're gonna go get him instead. And you don't get to stay in the team.
But I don't see them even buying any more players either, because the amount they spent last year and about how long those contracts are, they tried to spread out the payments through FFP for FFP, I should say. And I don't think they can go in and buy another player to do that. Otherwise, they're definitely going to be reaching some sort of financial fair play.
They seem to be structuring deals in like a loophole way, aren't they? But I think the Premier League have closed that now. You can't do that kind of stuff anymore. So I don't think they'll be spending much like they have been the last few months.
So they're finished.
Who takes over there? Which manager do they go for? Who would want that job?
Lampard would.
If Chelsea Football Club are watching this, I'll take the job. I play a lot of Football Manager. Don't play FIFA. FIFA's crap.
And
they literally play like Ultimate Team the way they go.
You'll see how good he is on Football Manager. You'll see it on his channel at some point.
Log on to
I start off with like Wickham and I end up winning the Premier League. That shows how good I am.
That's nothing, man. I started on Division 10 for Ultimate Team, now in Division 1.
Yeah, but you pack good players. You pack Cruyff and stuff. I literally pack crap. That's what made me quit the game.
Yeah, I'm like Chelsea on the Football Ultimate Team. That was some good pack work.
So Chelsea lost 2-1 against Brighton. Brighton are doing really well. They actually are going up the league table. So Aston Villa also won 3-0 against Newcastle. So the European places, the competition is getting tasty now. I actually don't even the place between 4th and 8th, it keeps changing. I can't predict who's gonna be where.
I think 4th is definitely just between Newcastle, Tottenham, and now Brighton are potentially in it just on their form, because Brighton's got 2 games in hand. I still think Newcastle are favourite, just because even if Brighton win their 2 games in hand, Newcastle are still above them. So,
On goal
but
difference.
Brighton actually play good football. Mitoma is too sick.
Number looks
I
big.
if I was Liverpool, I would love to buy him and he stick him in midfield. Just part of our midfield three. I think he'd go really good there.
Yeah,
Like a ball on when he's dribbling in. Can't be. He's got some insane dribbling stats. It looks like you can't tackle him. Reminds me a little bit of Hazard.
I don't know where Brighton picked him up from, but he looks like a hidden gem that they have unearthed. So that's what Mudrik's meant to be like.
But it was
Um,
good that Brighton sold Trossard, by the way, because if Trossard was still there, Mitoma would never got to play properly. He was always a sub for one of their front three. But now that Trossard left, Mitoma is so much more better.
Taking his
Mitoma's
chances,
too
isn't
good.
he? Looks
Yeah.
like quite a player.
looks amazing. Like I wish Arsenal can get him this summer because we do need one more player on the left or the right. I hope he can play on the right if we get him.
He can play on the right.
But yeah, he's one player I would love. Him and Casado. Is it Casado?
Yeah, Casado.
Casado. He's oh my god.
Yeah,
I wish Arsenal had got him in the Jan transfer window. He looks like a unbelievable player. So that the Brighton have a very, very good team. Like Potter's an idiot for leaving for the shithole that he went through.
Yeah, but the top six are going to come just searching through that team.
They're going to rip them apart now.
Yeah,
like vultures
all around.
The vultures and hyenas coming in, like playing with the carcasses.
Anyone that tries to break into the top six, the top six will just buy into their team and ruin it.
Well, apart from Tottenham, because Tottenham are cheapskates.
They get people like Richarlison, who still hasn't scored a Premier League goal, by the way. And he was 60 million.
I still remember a Spurs fan at the beginning of the season. Yeah, he's so much better than Jesus. And then World Cup came along. He scored that beautiful free kick. He's like, yeah, he's worth 60 million. He's better than Jesus. He's so sick. Blah blah blah. He hasn't even bloody scored a goal yet, and we've played 31 games of the Premier League already.
I think Richarlison did bits for that guy in Football Manager. That's why he came up with that comment.
But is that what you think? Levy's been playing Football Manager.
Yeah, see who they predict the best players would be, and then buy them.
So speaking of Tottenham, I love Bournemouth so much. Oh yeah, by the way, Spurs fan, North London is red because they've done exactly what we did to Bournemouth, and they've basically come and kicked your ass with that as well, scoring on the 95th minute winner, and it was beautiful to see that. That's the only happiness I have from this weekend about football, and I'm so happy that Spurs lost the game. I definitely do not want to see them anywhere near the Champions League because they don't belong in there. And they don't belong in the Conference League either. I think they should get relegated. That's how much I hate Tottenham. But what do you guys think about the score? Did you guys see the game? Watch the game?
Yeah, I was following the game, and it's all very Spursy, wasn't it? They'd equalised in the 89th minute and then conceded in the 95th. It's in the history of Tottenham. This thing happened. I think Conte said it well a few weeks back.
Danjuma's goal was decent though. He got it that went right in the bottom corner. But yeah, they Spursed it up and ended up losing 3-2. So the second goal of Bournemouth was too hard though.
It was like, where was the defense? Like when they conceded the third goal, they literally had no one back. What did they think? They were going to get a winner or something?
They were probably looking for a winner.
Yeah, they were probably looking to get a win because they were level with United with playing 2 games more, so they needed the win.
Well, because if they want to keep pressure up on Newcastle, they had a draw's not good enough for them anymore. You'd rather go for 3 points than trying to defend 1 point because literally the risk was worth the the reward was worth the risk. You'd rather go for the 3 points instead of just getting a 1 point because if you lose, you get 0 points still, but it's not like 1 point's any better than it, so you might as well risk it.
You risk it, and they failed, which is beautiful to see.
They've got a key game. They're coming up as well. They play Newcastle, so they failed to beat them. I think they're finished top 4. they'll be level with Newcastle with 2 games more, having played 2 games more.
Do you think Villa would make it to the Europa League?
They could get 5th, or they'll definitely get 5th or 6th, I think. Unless Liverpool somehow make a surge up for the top 4 somehow. But Aston Villa, they're the form. Them and City get the same amount of points still for whatever. I don't know what's happened. What Unai's onto that team, but they just keep winning every single game. Watkins looks like a different striker. Like I always thought he was good. Now he's just next level form. Every shot he takes, like 1-on-1, it's always going to end up in the back of the net because he had another goal this side, which went in as well. So
they just look like they're going to score. Like they battered Newcastle. They could have scored maybe 4 or 5 against them. It was they looked really good, and they probably got the luxury of playing once a week now as well.
I really do like Villa. I don't know what Unai's done to them either. As an Arsenal fan, we've had him as a manager, and he's a top caliber manager. But his English isn't that good enough. But I'm assuming his English has improved, and all the players are actually playing for him. That's what it seems like. And Villa are looking very, very good. But I have a feeling that they've done well so far. But come next year at this time, Unai is going to end up doing what Unai does, which is he's going to just ball it and get fired again. But I hope he doesn't, because he seems like a very nice guy, and I hope he does well with Villa. And as Aston Villa as a football team, I actually like them. They're a very decent football club. I personally like them because I obviously went to Aston Uni, and it is a football team that was close by to my uni. So I hope they do well. I would love to see Aston Villa in Champions League. But I just don't see it happening. The gap is too far for them to reach. So the other games that happened that we haven't briefly spoken about, Everton, they lost again, 3-1 against Fulham.
I'm just hoping they go down. That would be the one good thing. Like how Spurs did you a favor this weekend. I'm hoping Everton do me a favor for the whole year that I've had to watch football.
Do you guys think Everton safe?
No, I don't think they're safe, but I think they will eventually stay up. I think Leicester and Southampton are gone, and I think Forest will end up being the 3rd one to go down.
I hope Everton go down still. I've said it for the last 4 or 5 weeks. So I'm hoping they get dragged back.
They do have very tough games coming up. They've got Crystal Palace away.
Roy Hodgson's in form as well.
That could go either way. Newcastle, which they're going to lose to. Leicester is a game that they have to win. They got Brighton away, which they will lose to. They got City away, which they could lose to. They got Wolves away, which they could potentially win. And they got Bournemouth. I actually see them getting 6 points from all those games.
Yeah, they look like they've got quite a lot of tough games coming up, and they've got a 6-pointer against Bournemouth, and I think they could probably get something against Wolves. Wolves don't look too clever. I think they'll just have enough.
Still have a decent defense though.
Yeah, it'll be a tough one, but I don't think they'll get hammered by them or anything.
On Wolves on a 2-win streak as well. Because they beat Chelsea and then they won on the weekend, I believe. Or did they lose yesterday?
They won yesterday.
They won against Brentford. Yeah.
Yeah.
And they beat Brentford, who's a hard team.
Yeah, Brentford are a difficult team. So yeah, there's Everton. Mate, your wish might actually come true after all, because I just don't see them getting to 40 points, the magic number. I hope.
I don't think 40 points.
If you're a betting man, put £10 down on Everton to get relegated.
I'll see. Check the odds on it. See if it's decent.
You'll get a double win.
Oh, that's shit. I want more than that. I want like 10-1 or something. put a tenner down, get £100 back.
I
I don't think
think
you're a good odds on anyone. They're all very close.
yeah. Well, I wouldn't want to put a bet on like 75-1 or something stupid like that. Get 750 back.
I think from 13th down, they all look in slight danger. I think Crystal Palace probably be safe now. There's only 6 points between 14th and 18th.
Yeah.
I just can't believe this year of Premier League has been so amazing. Like there's so much competition happening everywhere. The only the only league table which is dead is between 11th and between 9th and 12th place. We know those teams are just going to finish there. Otherwise, we just don't know where everyone else is going to finish. It's been an amazing Premier League this year, and it seems like the competition for every team in the Premier League are becoming more competitive, and it's getting more difficult to play each team. Like it's not a walk in the park like it used to be back in the day, where you can just rest players. Yeah, we were just facing someone like Southampton. We can just stroll in the park and win. Now it's like every single team like you face, you have to be at your 100%. Otherwise, you're just gonna drop points.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
There's no give this league now. You have to be at it.
So, guys, let's wrap it up. It's good seeing you both here, and hopefully we get Nish back after proposing to Krishna. I'm so sorry, Krishna, for earlier comment. If you're watching this, but give us a thumbs up and a like and subscribe to the channel. YouTube, please subscribe and like the channel too. And in the comment section, please give your comments on how you found the podcast, and if you guys have any football related things that you want to talk about. But a quick question I want to ask you guys would be, would you like to see Everton get relegated for Mitt's sake? Like, are you all Liverpool fans exactly like Mitt? What about United, Arsenal fans? Do you want to see Everton relegated? I personally don't want to see Everton get relegated because I actually like Everton as a football club. But yeah, in the comment section, please give us your thoughts on that. Thanks, guys, for joining, and see you guys next week.